Hey there, Sean here from Tesla Family. I was just checking in on my latest Tesla safety score and how that's impacting my Tesla insurance policy premium, and I'm happy to share that I'm saving on average over $75 a month versus my previous auto insurance carrier. This is even more savings than what I shared in the first video I created right after switching over. In this video, I'll share a quick overview of Tesla Insurance and Safety Score, let you see how my premium has changed each month over the last year and a half based on my safety score, and I'll even let you see what my worst safety score was for each month and what caused the score to be impacted. Let's take a deep dive into my Tesla Insurance, and maybe you will find that switching to Tesla Insurance can save you lots of cash too.
Alright everyone, so this is a follow-up video to the one I'm showing here on the screen, the switching to Tesla Insurance video that I shared on my YouTube channel back in the fall of 2022, right after I switched from Progressive over to Tesla Insurance. I wanted to share how I am saving $50 per month by making that switch. If you haven't seen the video, check it out at the link I'm sharing above. So in this video, I've got even better news to share. I'm saving now $78 per month. And I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how I calculated those savings very shortly. For those of you that haven't seen the previous video and you need to get caught up, we are insuring two vehicles, my 2018 Tesla Model 3 Long Range Dual Motor. Love that car. I've had it for more than 5 years now. It's got about 70,000 miles on it. And my wife's 2014 Subaru XV Crosstrek, which I'm not so fond of and cannot wait to get rid of as soon as we can get a non-Foundation Series Cybertruck lined up here. But that's got about 60,000 miles on it. All right, before we get into the rest of the video, I want to update you on some new information that's come out with Tesla Insurance since I've recorded my first video. Or if you haven't seen my first video and you're just getting caught up now, I'll give you a real quick overview of Tesla Insurance, and then you can go back and watch that first video for more information. So Tesla Insurance is insurance using real-time driving behavior. Basically, Tesla uses the data collected from your vehicle to determine a safety score, and that, along with several other factors we'll talk about, is how they determine your premium for the month. Tesla Insurance is available in the following states as of February 2024: Arizona, California, Colorado, Illinois, Maryland, where I'm from, Minnesota, Nevada, Ohio, Oregon, Texas, Utah, and Virginia. All right, so let's quickly talk about the safety score. The safety score beta is an assessment of your driving behavior based on several metrics called safety factors. Tesla Insurance aims to simplify the calculation of your premium. They use these following 6 categories to determine that: how safely you drive, how much you drive, what vehicle you drive, where you live, what coverage you have, and how many vehicles you insure. We're going to talk about number 1 in this video and show how a change in safety score affects your premium month to month. And I'm going to show you how it affected my premium for the entire year of 2023. So from the first time I created my first Tesla Insurance video, there has been a couple of changes here to Tesla Insurance, and I'm going to cover those real quickly here. Tesla has added excessive speeding as a new safety factor. So they measure how much time you spend driving over 85 miles per hour, and that will lower your safety score if you are. They added unbuckled driving, measuring the time spent driving over 10 miles per hour without buckling the driver's seatbelt. They have updated the late night driving, which was actually added in version 1.2. And basically, your safety score is lowered depending on when you are driving between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. And the impact of your safety score is now reduced earlier in the night and increased later in the night. So if you're driving at 10 p.m., your safety score will not be hit as hard as if you were driving around at 2, 3, or 4 a.m. They also updated the hard braking safety factor to exclude braking events that occur when the vehicle detects a yellow traffic light, where the driver is applying the brakes to not run through the intersection. And quickly covering some of the safety factors that were in the original version 1.0, Tesla continues to track forward collision warnings issued per 1,000 non-autopilot miles, hard braking, which we talked about, aggressive turning, unsafe following, here's the new excessive speeding, late night driving, and from before, forced autopilot disengagement, and the new unbuckled driving. And here's some calculations that show you how Tesla determines your safety score if you want to get into the nitty-gritty, or you can check out Tesla's website for more information on Tesla insurance. All right, so now we've talked a little bit more about Tesla insurance and safety score. I want to share with you a manual driving example of an impact to your safety score. Yes, you heard that right. Safety score only impacts manual driving. If you are driving on autopilot, there is no impact to safety score. Take a look at this screen grab here. You can hit the info button and it will give you the total number of miles that you have driven in the day and how many of those miles that were on autopilot. You can see for February 21st, 34 total miles were driven that day, 13 of those on autopilot, so no impact to safety score while autopilot is engaged. So the difference being 21 miles that were manually driven, and that's where safety score is based off of all of the actions that the driver is taking during those 21 manual miles. This recently just happened. This is from February 21st, 2024, and we got a safety score of 89 on that day. Quite a bit lower than our average. We generally can get hundreds or high 90s, but this 89 here was a result of both a forward collision warning and some hard braking while my wife was driving. Unfortunately, the 89 for that day doesn't help our overall score for the month. You can see here that score is an average of 95, so that's going to be impacting our insurance premium in the coming months if we don't improve that. But that wasn't the only forward collision warning. You can see that several times in the past month there were some lower scores here, even lower than 89 actually. These are a result of several forward collision warnings that we're getting due to what I think is really a little extra sensitive sensor in my Model 3. So what actually caused my wife to get this forward collision warning and hard braking? Let's check it out. She let me know that there was a car in front of her that stopped suddenly for a goose in the road. And because she was manually driving, we got dinged for that. Now, if we were in autopilot, even if Model 3 slams on the brakes, we don't get penalized for that. So I had to keep reminding her to use full self-driving whenever possible. This slide here is going to highlight the differences between my former Progressive policy and my current Tesla insurance policy, and shows you how I was saving that $50 a month originally. So here on the left-hand image, we can see a snapshot from the old Progressive policy, and that policy premium for 6 months was $1,165, or almost $200 per month. And my Tesla insurance premium, effective when I first started it, was $145.24. So that was a savings of $50 per month right there. But were the coverages apples to apples? For the most part, yes. We can see in the chart on the right that I show you all the different coverages for both the Model 3 and the Subaru when we were with Progressive and with Tesla insurance. So bodily injury, property damage, personal injury protection, and collision were all the same across all insurances, so apples to apples there. For comprehensive, we had a $100 deductible with zero glass coverage with Progressive. That was really a nice coverage. Really enjoyed having that. Actually had to use that twice to get my windshield repaired on my Model 3 from getting cracks in it. Click on the link above if you want to see my windshield repair video. But with Tesla insurance, we ended up just going with a $500 comprehensive coverage for both the Model 3 and the XV Subaru. Unfortunately, Tesla insurance did not have the $0 glass deductible. Out-of-state coverages were the same. There were some differences here with roadside. We did not have roadside coverage with Progressive, but we did add it with the Tesla policy. So there's an additional coverage that we didn't have from Progressive. We have towing up to and including 50 miles for both vehicles. And for rental reimbursement, did not have that with Progressive, and we added it for my Model 3 at $75 per day, or up to 30 days coverage per claim. That's $2,250. And I picked that number because we have had some accidents, not caused by me and paid for by other parties' insurance, in which we've rented Teslas, and those have generally cost between $50 and $100 per day. So we wanted to have some coverage there to get another Tesla if we really needed to while mine was being repaired. No coverage on the Subaru though, not a big deal. We could just use the Tesla if the Subaru needed to be repaired. And then similar coverages there for uninsured, underinsured. All right, so the rest of the slides are really going to follow this format here. We're going to have a couple graphics on the left-hand side, and we're going to have a little chart here on the right-hand side. We're going to show you generally month by month the changes of the Tesla insurance based on the change in my safety score and the change in my average mileage. So starting off here, so I'm actually going to give you some of the information leading up to 2023. We can see here for October and November 2022, Tesla gave us a default safety score of 90 used to calculate the premium for the first 2 months. So there's the 90 safety score for both months, October and November 2022. That resulted in a monthly charge for my Model 3 of $103.77. The Subaru was $41.47 with an average mileage of 12 to 15,000 miles average for the year. So our premium for both months was $145.24. All right, moving on to December 2022. So now we're actually using real data from Safety Score. We can see that my actual safety score for the period of October 17th to November 2nd, they used driving behavior from roughly the previous month or two for the current premium. So in December, my premium for Model 3 dropped to $66.98. So just by being allowed to use the actual safety score of 99 during December 2022, our insurance was roughly $40 cheaper on the Model 3. So that brought the total for both vehicles for the month down to $108.45. During that driving behavior period, my lowest safety score was a 93, and the result of that due to another forward collision warning. So to be completely transparent, Tesla's image for forward collision warnings does show a person in front of the car. However, I have never gotten a forward collision warning for almost hitting a person. In fact, never had someone walk out in front of me. All of the forward collision warnings I've ever gotten have been for another vehicle either stopping too quickly in front of me or from my car passing by a parked vehicle thinking it was too close and was going to hit it. So I'm going to be using the hard braking logo whenever I talk about forward collision warnings because I think that more accurately portrays what I actually experience when I get a forward collision warning. And the forward collision warnings are an average number of warnings over 1,000 non-autopilot miles. Okay, on to January 2023, and we got a safety score of 99. So being a pretty safe driver here, and our premium did not change from December. The worst safety score during the sample period of November 4th to December 3rd was at 88. And again, this is due to another forward collision warning that occurred on November 17th. All right, on to February 2023. Safety scores slipped by 1 point down to 98 based on driving history between December and January 2nd. The worst score here was a 88 on December 8th, and we had a forward collision warning that day and also an impact from aggressive turning. So with that lowering of the safety score, we could see our premium going up by about $5. and our new monthly premium for both vehicles up to $112.70 for the month. You can see that safety score obviously is only tied to Tesla, so it only impacts the premium for my Model 3. The premium for the Subaru, because it doesn't have safety score, stays the same. On to March 2023, improved that safety score by 1 point. We're up to 99. So our premium fell back down to 108.41 for both vehicles. And the worst safety score based on my driving behavior between January 1st and January 30th was a 94. And that was due to a forward collision warning on January 19th. On to April 2023, and our safety score slipped down to 96. You can see that impacted the premium for the Model 3. It now pushed it up into $77.69 for the vehicle for the month, and our combined premium up over $10 for the month to $119.48. So the premium for April was based on our driving behavior from February 1st to February 25th, where we had the worst score of an 85 due to a forward collision warning and some unsafe following here on February 3rd. Now you see a bunch of gaps here from around the 11th of February right through pretty much March, except for one day there. What was that due to? Well, unfortunately, my Model 3 was hit from behind on February 10th. You can see a screen capture from the rear camera that captured the accident. This was nearby on the highway. You can see the damage on the right-hand side. It did a number to my rear end of the Model 3, and that caused it to have to go into the shop. Obviously, the other party's insurance covered it, but that took my Model 3 off the road for actually more than a month. Going back here, I didn't drive it for roughly 10 days. You can see the one day that I drove it here on the 22nd was when I brought it into the shop, and then it sat in the shop. So you'll also notice here in April that we're now into our 7th month. So Tesla's insurance actually does follow a 6-month premium, but it adjusts every month. And we can see really that pops out here for the change in the premium for the Subaru. Now, rather than paying $41.47 per month, it has come up just slightly here to $41.79, and that will stay there for the next 6 months while we adjust our overall premium based on driving behavior with the Model 3. Okay, so now we're on to May 2023, and because the car didn't move all the way through the month of March, the driving behavior for May is still based on February 1st to February 25th, so no change there. Unfortunately, kind of getting dinged there. We weren't able to even change our safety score. So there's a 96 for that period. And again, that lowest score was from February 3rd. All right, so finally got the car back on April 18th. Again, this is about 5 weeks after the accident. So now safety score was able to pick back up beginning that period and running right through May. So my premium for June is actually based on driving behavior from April 3rd to May 2nd. And that was a pretty good period for us with a safety score of 100. So look at that. Our premium for Model 3 comes down to only $61.87 for the month, and bringing our combined premium for both vehicles down to just over $100, $103.66. Lowest safety score during the rated period was a 94 on April 24th, and we had a little bit of hard braking there on that day. All right, so now we're on to July 2023, and safety score comes down 1 point, so still pretty good, 99, really not too bad. That's based on driving behavior from May 3rd to June 1st, so on May 14th we had the lowest safety score of a 93 due to some hard braking, a little bit of aggressive turning, and unsafe following. That only brought the premium up by around $4, so not too significant of a change in the premium due to the 99. All right, August 2023, safety score slips another point to 98. So our premium goes up by another $4 here. So we're up to $111.34. We're still averaging only 12 to 13,000 miles per year. And the premium for August is based on driving behavior between June 3rd to July 2nd. We had our lowest score during that period of a 92 on June 7th, where we had a forward collision warning and some aggressive turning. All right, on to September 2023. So improved that safety score back up to a 99, bringing that premium back down to 107.73 for both vehicles. Driving behavior for the September premium was based on July 4th to August 2nd. So during that time, hey, here's some fireworks from the Tesla safety score. Our lowest score on July 4th of a 90, and we had a forward collision warning that day and some unsafe following. We'll also notice here for the July driving behavior, a pretty good gap of about a week. And that's because our car actually didn't move at all. We were up in New York doing a bicycle tour, left our car parked for a week, and you can see that doesn't give us zeros for safety score. We just get no rating for the day. So it doesn't impact our score while our vehicle is parked. Okay, October 2023, 99 safety score. Hey, if you can't have 100, I'll take a 99. So our premium here actually did change. It went up to 79.07. Kind of interesting how it made about a $15 jump there with my Model 3, even though safety score stayed the same and our overall miles stayed the same, the average miles for the year, with the Subaru premium also updating here for the next 6 months, up another 50 cents or so. We premium for both vehicles up to $121.41, which is the highest now since we started Tesla Insurance over a year ago. The premium for October based on driving behavior between August 3rd and August 27th. We can see here we had a forward collision warning on August 23rd, dinging our score with a 91 on that day. All right, on to November 2023. Here's another significant change here. Our premium for Model 3 jumping another $15 now to $95.16. This is despite still having a 99 safety score, but I think the change here was likely due to our average mileage for the year going up to the range of 17 to 18,000 miles on average for the year. You know, we started driving a lot in the month of October and November with some additional shuttling our daughter around for practice, sports practice. So that added the extra miles on the vehicle as well. Even though our safety score stayed the same, the premium did get impacted here by an increased average mileage for the year. So for November 2023, it's based on driving behavior from September 3rd to October 2nd, and our lowest score during the period here was September 14th, a score of 89 due to a forward collision warning and some hard braking. All right, get ready to close out the year here, December 2023. Safety score of 99. Premium comes down for Model 3 by about $4, and that's mainly due to our average mileage coming down by around 1,000 to 16 to 17,000 miles average for the year calculation. Our combined premium coming down to $134.25, but it's still cheaper than our initial premium more than a year ago. Premium for December based on October 4th to November 2nd driving behavior, and our worst score during that period was an 89 due to a forward collision warning on October 16th. All right, let's go ahead and summarize the 2023 Tesla Insurance. The average safety score for the year was a 98.4. Our premium for just Model 3 was $889.94. Premium for the Subaru during the year, $502.17. Average mileage, 13 to 14,000 for the year, bringing our total premium for 12 months for both vehicles to $1,392.11. Check this out, though. You can see on the graph that premium mainly went up when safety score went down for most of the year, except for once we got into the fall time period, that October and November period, where our safety score was flat, but our premium went up, and that was again due to an increased average annual mileage based on additional driving we were doing in the fall. Let's compare that to what we were paying with Progressive. A 6-month policy with Progressive before was $1,165. So with Tesla insurance, we're paying only $13.92 for 12 months, saving tons of money by moving to Tesla insurance. And hey, if you get a deal with Safety Score, I think it's well worth the savings. So how did I determine our average monthly savings during 2023 of $78.16? Well, I took double the 6-month premium from Progressive, subtracted the Tesla premium, and divided by 12 months. Boom! Saving $78.16 on average per month for 2023 by switching to Tesla insurance. Awesome. Let's bring us a little bit closer to the current time period and move past 2023 and see how our safety score and premiums are changing as we move into 2024. So for January 2024, our safety score came down to 97, pushing the premium for Model 3 up to 107.17, and our average mileage also moved back up here to 17,000 to 18,000 mile range. Total premium for the month of January 2024, $149.52. And that's based on driving behavior between November 3rd and December 2nd, where we got a 65 on November 6th. So on that day, we had at least one forward collision warning. And look at this, late night driving. You can see here my final trip of the night ending at 16 minutes past 10 p.m. So just for those extra 16 minutes, I get dinged for late night driving. And look at that, impacted our safety score lowest across the entire year, 65. That's tough to recover from, and you really got to wait for that day to kind of fall off the end of the 30-day safety score period in order to see an improvement to your overall safety score. All right, and here, February 2024, safety score of 100. So we're back to a perfect safety score. Well, not quite perfect, but pretty dang good. Model 3 premium falls down to only 83.14. And our driving mileage comes down a little bit more, average for the year 15,000 to 16,000. So our premium for February 2024 down $25 to $125.49. And February was based on driving behavior from December 5th to January 3rd, where we had only a 95 as our lowest score, and that impact was due to a forced autopilot disengagement. In fact, the only one I've ever gotten. I'm not sure exactly what happened. Typically, when I'm driving with full self-driving, I can catch those nags. This one must have slipped by. And we're going to round out the video here with March 2024. So this is our upcoming premium expected for next month. And based on a 97 safety score and an average annual mileage of 18,000 to 19,000, so that's up also. Really, this is due to a trip we took just this past January down to Florida. We added quite a bit of miles, about 2,000 miles for that trip onto Model 3, so that's going to cause that average annual mileage to jump up. So the combination of our safety score being 97 and higher mileage, that pushed our expected premium up to a combined $153.18 for both vehicles. So in summary, if you live in one of those states where Tesla insurance is available and you have at least one Tesla, even if you have some non-Teslas, I would look into getting Tesla insurance. And remember that the first 2 months are probably always going to be your highest premium for at least several months, if not several years, because the default score is a 90 that Tesla gives you for those first 2 months. And you can see here for my driving behavior, that was the worst month over the entire time I've had Tesla insurance. So keep that in mind. Once you get past those first 2 months, your premium should come down if you're a good driver.
Thanks for watching the video. If you really enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to Tesla Family channel for free here on YouTube. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I'll get back to you soon. We really appreciate all of our subscribers and anyone who watches our videos. Thank you very much. Check out more of our content linked on the end screen of this video and on the videos, shorts, and playlists tab of my YouTube channel. If you are on social media, follow us on X and like us on Facebook. Use my referral link to buy a new Tesla and you will get 3 free months of full self-driving capability, or if you use my referral link to order solar roof, solar panels, or Powerwall through Tesla, you will get $500 off.